Hi, my name is Miss Emily.
My name is Miss Kaylee.
And my name is Miss Mary.
And we're all juniors at the University of South Alabama studying elementary education.
The name of our group is the Technological Teachers.
And this is our Capstone Learning Project for EDM 310 with Dr. Lomax. Our school is Collier Elementary. Our grade level is 2nd. Our subject is science with the content area of the water cycle. Our teaching strategies we'll be using is collaborative, direct instruction, project-based, and hands-on, and the teaching duration is 2 hours.
This is our University of South Alabama formatted lesson plan for this lesson, and we'll go more into depth in our PowerPoint on what each section of the lesson plan covers.
Okay. This is the standard that our lesson coincides with. The grade is 2nd, the subject is science, and the concept is that the students will be able to describe evaporation, condensation, and precipitation in the water cycle.
So the behavioral objectives that we'll be observing is the students will be able to describe and label a water cycle given a model, and they'll also write on a separate sheet of paper 3 sentences describing the water cycle.
The materials that we'll be using in this lesson is crayons, construction paper, pipe cleaners, cotton balls, buttons, pencils, notebook paper, the smartboard, and iPads.
So as part of the motivation for this lesson, we're going to play a clip from the Magic School Bus to help introduce the students to some of the concepts for the water cycle.
Good morning, class.
Good morning, Miss Frizzle.
Oh, everyone ready to find out where water goes and what it does?
Ready when you are, Miss Frizzle. Actually, I'd rather hit the surf ride at Waterland.
Oh, Waterland, of course! The perfect introduction to our investigation of water.
Are you suggesting that we really go there?
I don't see why not.
Yeah! Oh, boy! What a great idea! Wait, going to Waterland has nothing to do with the serious study of water. Sure it does, Arn. We can think about a mighty river as we're riding the fluorine. This brochure shows the new storm cloud simulator they just built. And we could appreciate rainfall on the raindrop parachute ride. But what about our report? It's all about how we use water works to get clean water where we need it, when we need it. See?
Oh, it really is quite wonderful, Arnold.
Okay, this is the vocabulary that will be used in our lesson and that was introduced in the Magic School Bus. The first definition is evaporation, and evaporation is when the sun heats up water in rivers or lakes, oceans and turns it into vapor or steam. The water, vapor, or steam leaves the river, lake, or ocean and goes into the air.
So the next vocabulary word is going to be condensation, and the definition is water vapor in the air gets cold and changes back into liquid, forming clouds. This is called condensation.
The last definition is precipitation. Precipitation occurs when so much water has condensed that the air cannot hold it anymore. The clouds get heavy and water falls back to the earth in the form of rain, hail, sleet, or snow. After watching the Magic School Bus video and introducing the vocabulary, we'll ask these higher-ended questions to further elaborate on the concepts. For evaporation, we'll ask the students, can you elaborate on how the water in the ocean evaporates? And suppose you dropped some water on the sidewalk and the sun was shining, what would happen?
For evaporation, we would tell the students to discuss how water vapor turns into clouds and what does condense mean.
For precipitation, we would ask, can you list some of the different forms of precipitation? What is the difference between precipitation in the summer versus precipitation in the winter, and what causes it to rain?
So as part of the closure, we're going to have the students create, using different materials, a water cycle of their own. You can give the students a piece of construction paper and just ask them to draw a body of water on the bottom and then a sun on the top, and you can give them the cotton balls, which will be the clouds, and as you're passing those out, just ask the students what part of the water cycle includes the clouds, and then give them pipe cleaners, which represent evaporation,
and then you can just tell them to put them wherever they think they should go. And then you can give them buttons, which represents the rain, and then you can ask the students what part of the water cycle the buttons represent.
And then on a separate sheet of paper, the students will write down 3 sentences describing the different steps of the water cycle. To further review the water cycle in a more interesting way, we're going to watch this YouTube video on the water cycle song.
The water cycle takes the water and moves it up and down and all around the earth. The water cycle takes the water and moves it up and down and all around the earth. The water cycle takes the water and moves it up and down and all around the earth. The water cycle takes the water and moves it up and down and all around the earth. Evaporation comes when the heat from the sun warms up all the groundwater.
This is the app, The Water Cycle, which students can play on the iPad, and it includes 150 different levels that helps further the students' knowledge on why water is so important. And these are screenshots from the games where students can label each part of the water cycle.
As part of our professional reflection, we collaborated as a group to come up with the answers to a couple of questions.
First question is, how does this lesson build on the technological literacy of your students? This lesson allows students to work with iPads and smartboard in groups, which helps them to become more familiar with it.
The second question is, in what specific ways does the project engage your students? This lesson engages the students by using their knowledge of the lesson to apply it to their water cycle model.
And the third question is, what additional technologies and/or networked information resources may have further enhanced this lesson? And we found on Smart Exchange Notebook a water cycle lesson that we could have also used. And we thought it would be a good idea if the class were to have a FaceTime or a Skype session with the local weather service so they could further explain the water cycle and how it relates to us.